All right, so I thought this was pretty cool. Yesterday I made my first GPT and then I made my second. Like after I made my first, I'm like, how on earth, how on earth was that so easy? Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown. I'm actually loading up AI Jason Criddle right now with a couple more documents so I can hit this 3 million words of content. And I'll show you guys how I did that. Now, that doesn't mean that I just all of a sudden came up with content. I've had this content for some time. So let's just say I am Jason Criddle, an investor, author, and I want to create a GPT that teaches entrepreneurs just like I would. So very simple. And then here's the key right here. So I was able to go into my Quora account and request my all of my data, and I turned all that data into a couple of little files, and then turned all the copy and pasted messages and everything into a giant Word documents. And so I didn't just have my um, it was beyond just my core stuff. I mean, I have so much stuff. I have books, manuscripts, transcriptions, all kinds of stuff. And so I didn't want to load that up. Let me go and find this actual file that I want. And you can load this thing with anything. The first two or three GPTs that I made, they crashed. And I was wondering why they were crashing. And I figured out that they were crashing because there is a limit of like 10 files or so that you can put inside. Where did I hide this file? Oh, I remember. It's Quora data. So this file, Quora data, this is one of these first files. It has about 700,000 written words. And so I just loaded in the 700,000 written words, and I have 5 or 6 more documents that I can load in without hitting that 10 document limit. And let's just go ahead and get started. So it's going to analyze my document. It's going to ask me some questions like, do you want to respond to people professionally? Do you want to respond to people um, courteously? Do you want to be strategic? Do you want to ask people questions? Do you want those people to, do you want to give people hints or suggestions? And the cool thing is once you is has a good sized document with your writing style and your communication style, it'll actually start answering a whole bunch of questions for you. So let's see what it does. Let's see what kind of profile picture it comes up with. One of the very first profile pictures it came up with for me looked exactly like our smarter logos, which I came up with 12 years ago. And I thought that was kind of fascinating. Look at that. It's like a city and a pyramid. It works for me. Let's see. It's updating the GPT. Let's see. What specific areas of entrepreneurship do you want to focus on? See, and the cool thing is, like I was saying, since I have this document that has so much writing, I mean, there's so much content. 700,000 words is like 100 books. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of content. And that would be like 100 really, really, really huge books. And so as it's going down these questions that it would normally ask somebody, it's actually able to look inside the document and then answer those questions. So it asked me like, what do you want to focus your topics on? And then it answered itself. And then it says, should I respond formally, casually, professionally, friendly? And then it answers itself because I have so much content there. Are there any topics that you would like to steer clear of? For example, should I avoid discussing specific financial figures or making definitive business predictions? And so it goes through my content and then it updates it again. Lastly, how would you like entrepreneur mentor to personalize this interaction? Should it all use certain phrases or approaches that you, Jason Criddle, typically use in your mentorship? This could include motivational quotes, specific anecdotes, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Look at that. So, because I had all that content available, 700,000 words, I was able to make a GPT that acts just like me. in just a minute. And so just imagine how much more powerful it's going to be once I upload the other 5 or 6 documents that I have sitting around. Equals up to a little over 3 million words. After I go through all my hard drives, after I spend the next month or two going through all my content, I'm hoping that I have probably 5 or 6 million words of content that I can actually put here. So anyway, creating your own GPT is pretty easy, especially if you're trying to make something like yourself. The more content that you have available to you, the better off you're going to be. So just keep working at it, guys. Anybody can do this.